Hello everyone, welcome to Project Budgeting Presentation. I am Vamshi Sama, Project Manager of Team 6. Let's start our presentation. Texas Park and Wildlife has submitted a request of proposal for a research budget. Our team has estimated the budget for the construction of this research budget. We used a bottom-up budgeting concept for this budget estimation. And this budget estimate include material and equipment cost from the bill of materials, labor cost, project personnel cost, fringe benefits, contingency cost, and indirect cost. Work breakdown structure and Gantt chart is used for calculation of labor cost, taking inefficiency and learning rate into consideration. At the end, total budget is estimated by adding both direct and indirect cost. As you are talking about direct and indirect cost, direct cost include project personnel cost. So we are a team of 8 members working on this project for a duration of 18 weeks. So the amount paid to us during this 18 weeks is project personnel cost, material cost from bill of materials, labor cost from the task in work breakdown structure, and the time required to complete this task from Gantt chart. These work estimate and time estimates are used to calculate labor cost. Inefficiency cost, as a worker cannot work continuously, so 15% of the labor cost is taken into consideration to account for time lost in lunch breaks and tea breaks of the worker. Fringe benefits cost. This is 5% of the labor and project personnel cost. And these costs are used to keep workers motivated and to have work satisfaction. Contingency cost is 5% of the material cost. As our project duration is only 18 weeks, so we have considered only 5% of the material cost as a reserve cost. Indirect costs are calculated as 25% of the direct cost. So for the calculation of the labor cost, these are the wage rates we have used. You can see that we have used a two wage rates for skilled labor, as each subsystem requires specific set of skills. So we used $60 per hour for propulsion and electric system and $20 per hour for other systems. Semi-skilled labor $15 per hour, and in the engineers, the team members we working on this project are paid $25 per hour. And coming to learning rate, which is considered for the repetitive task. So we assume 90% of learning rates for all the repetitive tasks. In practical, it is different because we don't have a constant learning for each and every task. But for simplicity's sake of calculation and budget estimate, we have used a 90% learning rate. And these are the tasks where we have used learning rate: fiberglass engine installation, piping installation, plumbing installation. So this is the budget estimate for each subsystem. So as I said, one engineer will be working on each of the subsystems. So this is the project personal costs for the engineer, the material cost, labor cost, and inefficiency, fringe benefits, and contingency or reserve cost. And it is for each and every subsystem you can see here. And this is the bar plot of the budget estimated for each subsystem. And you can see you have a very high bar for construction of vessel and propulsion system. So most of the part of the budget is taken by construction of vessel and propulsion system, and within that, uh, material and equipment cost takes most part of it. And this is the final budget summary as per each category. And so you can see these are the total direct cost, indirect cost, which is 25% of the total direct cost, and the total project cost is $421,933. The project so estimated budget per category per month. So you can see that in the first 3 months of the project, we have only project personal cost and fringe benefits cost, because in the initial 3 months, most part of the time is spent on project selection, project planning. So we don't have material cost in this first 3 months. In the month of April, most part of the budget is spent because the material acquisition of material is done during this month, which is can be seen in this red color in the 12-month bar. So this is the percentage of budget taken by each subsystem. You can see the construction of vessel and the propulsion system has taken more than 50% of the budget. This is the project budget percentage per each category, and the material equipment cost and project personnel cost has taken most part of the budget. And this bar plot shows the project estimated budget per subsystem per month. You can, as I said before, the construction of vessel and propulsion is most part of the budget, and the most part of this budget is spent during the month of April. As I said, you can see in this pie chart that 62.9% of the total budget is spent during the month of April. So the next coming month is very crucial for us if our project is proposal is accepted. And final conclusion, as I said, total of 421 hundred 933, sorry, for a total of $421,933 is required for the construction of vessel, research vessel for Texas Parks and Wildlife, and construction of vessel and propulsion system requires highest amount of budget, and the most part of the budget is used for material handling and project personnel cost. More than 60% of the budget is spent in the month of April. Thank you, everyone.